Hello, it's now evening time. This is part 2 of the forecast for the week of June 22nd through the 28th. So I'm going to just kind of knock out as many of these as I can before the week is up. I think that's how I'm going to do it. I have to kind of be quieter right now because it's bedtime. I have a 5-year-old and he's right over there on the other side of this wall. So this is kind of a time to chill and enjoy the night vibes, I guess you could say. Um, it's a relaxed kind of video, I guess. So I hope everybody is doing good who's watching this, and I hope we are ready for the solstice. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I get hammered. Not drunk hammered? Oh my God, that sounds terrible. Hammered in an energetic sense. Like sometimes the solstice hits pretty hard. Okay, what are we focusing on for part 2? So we left off with Chiron being the subject. Chiron in Taurus, we get like a demo of that energy. It's in part 1. Now we're going to move on to, let's see, Mercury as a focus. Yeah, Mercury is gonna be slowing the heck down before going retrograde in Cancer. So again, there's this energy of kind of like mini hibernation for this week, where we're taking the stimulation and we're dialing it back, and we're getting ready to kind of slow down the internal world. Mercury is part of this. Mercury in Cancer, as it slows down, it starts to reflect on the inner world. That is like coming into contact with mental states and how they blend with the emotional. Contemplating the past. Communication with family could become a broader focus. We could feel like it's important to connect with family in a way that's more meaningful. So how does this affect communication? Mercury slowing down in Cancer, that's like wanting to be either nourished or nurtured with words more, or wanting to nurture others with words more. This also can bring discomfort when it comes to going inward, because Mercury is so everything out there focused. Mercury is very detail oriented. And what are the details when we're looking at Cancer energy? It's like, I feel like this, I want to feel like this. It's also feeling a need to kind of hold back on a lot of external communication. I don't know what's going on with my throat. It's like clogged. I keep having to clear it. So I'm going to just read some notes and then we'll get to the reading here. Mercury is slowing down this week, preparing for a retrograde in Cancer. As Mercury slows, we slowly get pulled within, somewhat resistantly, because Cancer, the crab, it's kind of a little bit of a curmudgeon at times, kind of stubborn at times. This can bring up all the ways we want to resist going inward, as retrograde cycles are always about that. A retrograde is always internalization. I need to stop doing this with my hands, you know? It's just, why do I do this? Like, I mean, I am Italian, but like, why? Okay. The feeling of resisting going inward is going to be multiplied with the sun in the most early degrees of Cancer, because the sun is like out and about. So those elements together, it's like I don't really want to be in hermit mode, but I feel like I have to. We may feel almost as though something menacing is waiting for us if we retreat too much. Again, it's like discomfort with going inward. But once again, with this week coming up, there's a lot waiting for us to process if we go inward for a time. So it's like a conflict. Again, a big theme for this week is inner versus outer conflict, inner versus outer alignment. This can bring conflict in home spaces, in a need to retreat or withdraw energy from reactivity. Mercury slowing down in Cancer shows deep contemplation about reciprocating conversation and reaching people more deeply. So we want to connect more deeply with words, and slowing down is a way to do that somehow, like how Mercury is going to slow down. It's a way to connect more deeply than we would if we were distracted. Okay. And Cancer is also about security. So we may feel like we need to organize our sense of security in some way because Mercury is about organization, and I'm going to put this and this together in a specific combination, but it's kind of awkward because how do you do that with Cancer related stuff? It's interesting. Cancer as a water sign makes so much sense because it's all these like really important intangible things that are still somehow, they still somehow feel tangible. It's weird. So a big focus on reciprocating communication, feeling uncomfortable with one-sided nurturing in communication, heartfelt conversations being mulled over. Okay. We may feel unsafe if our words don't come out properly or if we speak with no one to listen. Cancer energy just wants to be held, and we're still going to be tapering off the excitably social Gemini cycle the sun just ended. Mercury slowing in Cancer brings many layers of our consciousness unrolling at once. Like I could feel, like a lot of this that I'm writing, the hand again. I need like a shackle. I mean, I'm sure it's not annoying to anyone else, but it's really extreme right now. What was I saying? Oh, as I was tapping into this, because that's what I do when I write these reports, that I'm just going to call them a report. Sounds way more official than it is. I'm tapping in. This hand too, stop it. I will get a shackle, I promise. Okay, I'm tapping in as I write this, and it's a lot of it is like intuitively, I would call it channeled. So I'm feeling like as I'm tapping into this Cancer, Mercury slowing motion, getting ready to retrograde, I'm feeling like, I'm just gonna go with it, I'm sorry. I'm feeling like layers of the mind kind of going softer and unrolling, unfolding in a way that's like not luscious, but more allowing. In some ways, it's uncomfortable. In other ways, it's like expansive. Maybe expansiveness in the mind is uncomfortable. Okay, so that's what I was feeling. Like, oh, the mind feels like it's rolling, unrolling. I know that sounds weird. Okay. Mercury slowing in Cancer brings many layers of our consciousness unrolling at once. We could find ourselves blending very easily thought and emotions. This is also a major cycle for revisiting familial concerns from the past, especially incidents that caused us to retreat or hide in some way. Dealing with wounds that make us want to hide is possible during this influence. This is a time for having conversations about home, family, or things in the world that bring security in some way. I'm sorry I'm reading my notes so much. Just when I started this video and I tried to talk about it off the cuff, I felt kind of blocked. So reading the notes really helps. I don't want to do it too much, but yeah, as I continue reading, as Mercury slows down in Cancer, it squares Chiron in its ingress into Taurus. This enhances the search for security even more strongly. So we may be looking out into the world and being like, what's stable? What's not? How can I make something feel permanent today? It's interesting. Like we may be subconsciously drawn to activities that help us feel a sense of rootedness instead of like, oh, I'm up for something totally new today. Let's get to the reading. I have 3 questions. Just like in part 1, we did the readings. So I'm going to find a deck here. Let's see. I'm thinking of, gosh, what's going on with these? Are these all here? Let's see. Holographic. There we go. Holographic. Should I? I don't know. Why not? No, it doesn't feel right for this right now. Okay, let me see. Oh, I love this deck here. Yeah. Okay. So, just like in part 1, combining tarot with the astrology forecast, I've come up with questions inspired by each transit aspect that I've written about. And the transits are going to act like tarot spreads where we ask kind of, what would you call this? Philosophical? I don't want to call it philosophical. But it's like reflective questions for the cards. And this reading will resonate with whoever it's meant for. Like if you're here and you see this, it's for you. That's the intention. Okay, so I have something that happens when I read. My nose gets really itchy. It's always done this. I don't know what it means, but if you see me like going like that, my nose is super itchy. Okay, so here's the questions for this Mercury stationing in Cancer. Question 1. What emotional truth is ready to be spoken? So whoever's watching this, what emotional truth is ready to be spoken? Question 2. What is in need of healing or nurturing that you've been avoiding? Because a lot of Mercury in Cancer, it's like, I'm not used to dealing with this kind of stuff, is the energy. Because Mercury, remember, it's about real world problems, and the emotional landscape is challenging when it comes to like problem solving. So this is like Mr. Fix-It in an emotional sense. So question 3 is, in what ways am I currently safe and secure? Question 3, what ways are you currently safe and secure? And I'm going to shuffle. Okay, card 1. What emotional truth is ready to to be spoken. We have the Five of Cups. Very sensitive. Very much like, okay, here's what I've been sad about. Here are the things I don't know how to get over. Can you help me move past this? This is very delicate. I want to tread lightly with this because it's kind of heavy. So yeah, like here's what I've been sad about. I'm sorry, I've been isolating myself. Here's why. Trying to explain to people why you've been under the radar, perhaps. Okay. Wanting to share with people how you're able to change your emotional perspective. Healing something major, like a major crisis is being healed. Yeah, that's really what it's like being open about being sad. Okay. That's really important, it feels like. And then question 2, what is in need of healing or nurturing that you've been avoiding? Okay, we have Chariot reversed. This feeling that you have to derail for some reason. There's a sense of like not knowing where to go. Chariot reversed, it's like you have built up, pent up, what is it? Pent up intensity around where to go. A lot of anger perhaps around where to go. This Chariot upright, it would be like I can go left or right as I choose. Reversed, it's like I don't know which way is left, which way is right. And this is like a lot of balancing light and dark. So there's a step to take from within that brings equilibrium and willpower. There's something here about willpower as well. Not wanting to be at the behest of emotions anymore. So there's this feeling of like, this is done. I've harnessed this. I'm coming out of it now. It goes back to this feeling of like, okay, time to come out of this. It's had power over me long enough. But there's something here where it's like, it's not yet time to cut it and run, perhaps. I'm going to get some clarifiers for sure. In what ways are you currently safe and secure? 10 of Wands. Wow. There's work to do. Let's see. There is structure around you. There's structure, there's usefulness, there's feels like the sense of never being bored, not being distracted. You're not distracted. It's a beautiful kind of focus. It's like, I want to grab this with my hands. My hands again, you see. Sorry about the hands, I don't know. But seriously, there's something here where it's like you have your hands on structure. That's how you're safe. You're able to participate in structure. Let's get clarifiers here. Let's try the holographic. No, the bunny cards want to come out. Okay. My deck selection is very random. Safe and secure in structure and productivity. It's like not being burnt out, which is nice. You're working with diligence. You're carrying a lot, but it's like a tangible groundedness. All right, these are like a knockoff. The what is this called? Luna Lapin. I got these for cheap and they're like printed, kind of weird, but I like them still. Okay. Okay, let's clarify this chariot because I didn't want to rush to interpret it. Clarified by Page of Swords. You feel smaller than you are. You feel perhaps like you're a student grappling with direction. This is like an outdated version of you that doesn't know where to go. Keeping your thoughts to yourself, like if you tell people where you want to go, you'll be dismissed. Or, okay, next. Six of Wands, wanting to be seen. I mean, we all do. Something about this outdated version of yourself is helping you as it moves on. Okay? There's something here you're beating. Six of Wands, it's like, I did this already. This is already a victory. It's just processing, right? Page of Swords, processing. In the world, yeah, you did this. It's like outdated version of you is integrated, right? It's already integrated in a way that's helping you. You have stuff to learn from the outdated version. But if you're afraid to revisit this, whatever this Page of Swords represents from the past, they're saying you've already integrated and now there's something to learn from it. Where you'll be like, yeah, I overcame that already. Why do I feel like it's going to come back or something? I mean, I get that. I always feel like the outdated versions of me are haunting me and that it's just going to come back and be the same. I'm going to get derailed. So maybe you're afraid of being derailed. Because over here we do have that, like, you have structure around you. You have built something. You have others who rely on you. And it's not trifling. You're not trifling. Okay? So this fear of like, I'm going to get off track, especially connected to this, whatever this was, it's okay to stop in and examine how much you've integrated. It's hard when integration feels like the same thing happening again, right? But it's not. I hope that made sense. Let's go to the next aspect. It's a little spicy, a little bit of a spicy one. Leo Venus in a trine with Saturn and Neptune. Oh man, yeah. Let me put these cards away really quick. Don't need them right now. So, we're in a Leo Venus cycle. Venus in Leo is like, I want to be seen as an individual in my relationships. I don't want to just be a counterpart. It's like this cycle in relationships where we check ourselves and see if the light is still on. Does that make sense? Like Leo Venus, when it comes to a metaphor for relationships, you go into a dark room, you know the light bulb is screwed in. The dark room is the relationship, You know the light bulb in the ceiling is screwed in, but you just have to make sure. You have to turn the light on to make sure it still works. So it's like a time in relationships where individuals need tending or recognition. Like it's easy to forget, or it's easy to lose sight of how to be an individual in relationships. Because Leo is all about the individual and Aquarius is the collective. So this is a time to be like, look at me, just look at me, okay? What am I doing that's special? What do you love about me? It's very like kind of cliche. Leo is attention getting. It's also a time to encourage others to shine and be themselves. Really seeing others' ego and how they serve their ego in relationships is stuff that could come up, especially since Venus has been opposing Pluto. So it's like, what are your motives in love? It's like trust issues as well. Pluto never believes the surface story, okay? And that goes with relationships, because Venus is all about like how are you connecting? It's simple. The question of Venus is simple. How are you connecting? So we have Venus in Leo in a trine with Saturn in Aries. That is like leveling up in maturity in relationships. Saturn is usually, I call it Daddy Saturn because it sounds weird, but he's the daddy in the sky. He either hates you, he's ashamed of you, or he's proud of you. There's no in between. Shame or glory, there's no in between. So when Saturn is bestowing his favor, which is rare, it's like the father that never approves, you know? When Saturn is gifting us with his favor in supportive aspects, it's like getting a chance to feel supported in a real world way. It's like those rare times when we feel like we fit in a real sense. So, Venus, Leo, in a trine with Saturn and Aries, it's like, okay, you are mature. You can use your light responsibly. Others can take you seriously, and it's feeling like it's time to be taken seriously and be respected and be seen as like hyper individuals. Because Aries is also about the individual. Aries is like Saturn and Aries, it's like our inner cop. It's structuring impulses, structuring initiative. So hunches in relationships as well. I gotta go back to my notes though. I'm kind of drifting here. Venus in Leo has a seeking passion in so many things and feeling the warmth and joy that can emanate from relational experiences. So really feeling the warmth in connecting with others is beautiful during Venus in Leo. In a trine with Saturn, we get permission to feel grounded in our love of whatever it is that lights us up. This is a sense of love is real that may arise, where there's potential for clarity and motivation put forward toward attachments, affection, and attention. Venus Pluto opposition was there to show us the shadows within our attachment styles. I wish I could have made a video about that, but kind of late to that. Oh well, we're on this now. Okay. What is the hold on. Oh. The Venus Pluto opposition was there to show us that shadows within our attachment styles But Venus and Saturn working together harmoniously give us the ability to feel purpose driven through challenges that may arise in Venusian pursuits. So it's like being realistic about facing challenges when it comes to what we have to offer others. So feeling patient if we offer somebody something and it's not what we expected or there's a challenge of some sort. Relational maturity is something that arises when we look at Saturn tugging on Venus. It's not tugging though because it's a trine. It's more like Saturn is indulging, like he's petting Venus on the head, like, fine, here's some freaking breadcrumbs, you know? Yeah, he gives crumbs. That's Saturn. We may find we're ready to do away with facets of relationships that don't reflect our level of personal evolution or self-development. It's like putting them, I don't want to say this. Am I going to say this for real? I've never said this, and I'm never going to say this again. But it's like putting the big boy pants on. Oh God, no. In relationships. I feel terrible saying that. But yeah, it's like rising up in relationships in maturity. Saturn from his perch in Aries asks us to double check what we're initiating. And in connection with Venus, his insistence on this presents serious questions about newness in relationships. Like, do you really want to do that new thing in the relationship? If you're going to do it, how are you going to do it? Make sure you know what you're doing, but you know what? It's probably true that you can do it. That's what Saturn is saying. So this is like the energy of I want to do something new in a relationship, and then feeling an urge to double check, triple check, but feeling grounded in the newness all the same. In what ways have relationships stopped being about improvement or effort? Oh, this is true too. Like how to actually improve in relationships and put in effort. It's a big one. It may become clear how certain relationships need to be maintained, which direction they need to go. A path forward to achieving these things could finally open up. Gatsby, stop it. Hold on, my cat. My cat is a dick. Oh, gosh. Where was I? My cat interrupted me. He loves being a chaotic force in my life very much. We may wonder who holds the authority in relationships in our lives and why. How do we make others feel more powerful? And is there a balance between power we give to others and power that is given to us? So is the power dynamic in relationships responsible? Is it equal? Is it the same amount of mutuality on both sides? With this trine, we could feel as though we're finally getting a hold of our sense of authority in relationships where it has been lacking. This is almost the idea of being promoted in some way from positions of meekness to external recognition and respect. This is the time to make decisions that benefit certain relationships and to take some emotional risks for the sake of growth and stability. Okay, time for the reading. What are our questions? Question 1. How am I recognized as an individual in relationships? Question 2. How do others perceive my love? Like if you were the light bulb. When you turn the light on, what is shown in that room? Question 3 is, what am I currently initiating in relationships? Okay. How are you recognized as an individual in your relationships. We got the Emperor, just like it says. Wow, you're the responsible one. You're the loyal, stable one, possibly. You have a very, like, you hold up the world at times. You're independent, you can do your own thing. You're not like, oh, you have to be with me all the time. Like, if somebody blows you off, you'll be like, whatever, I can run this town. I can do this and this and this on my own. You're fulfilled within yourself, pretty much. Yeah, you got the wisdom, you got initiative, you don't wait for anybody. Okay, that's cool. How do others perceive your love? Question 2. Oh, 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups. That's throwing me for a loop. I don't know if there's some sadness going on right now. Like, you feel like you're doing too much on your own, perhaps. There's a lot of like examining how sadness is left in your wake somehow. I'm not saying this to be judgmental at all. This could be something that's under review. This is like looking at this as a review, or going through it right now. Good clarifiers. People miss you, perhaps. This 5 of Cups, it's like, why aren't you here? This is like very unexpected. Wow, so you've been building on your own, and it feels like, I'm just going to say that, it just feels like people miss you. Like, where did you go? Wow. I would not have expected this. Question 3. What are you currently initiating in relationships? Queen of Pentacles reversed. You're worried about nest building. Sometimes the Queen of Pentacles is like the nest builder. I feel like you're really planning your future to where people want to be around you because they miss you. But there's like fidgeting over the nest. Wanting to work hard so you can provide in the future, maybe. There needs to be like a cultivation. Yeah, this is intense. Let's get some of these. Sorry if this doesn't resonate, but it's a surprise here. Okay, starting with this Emperor. Start there. This is an unusual message here. The Moon, how you feel about all of the authority that you have to be in your life. This is like you had to pick yourself up from incapability in the past, maybe being damaged by other people's incapability. So you've learned to root your feelings into the big scope of authority. This transit, the Leo Venus trining Saturn, may really be impactful for you, because this is like a direct line to Saturn. So this isolation is probably, I will say, it's temporary. I can't guarantee because I don't know who is on the other side of this screen. It's a powerful phase. Then we have this challenge. The emotions are the challenge. being too exhausted for emotion at times, so you pull away. Um, Emotions damage motivation as well as the perception. We have Sagittarius expanding. It's like this feeling. Where did my obelisk go? Oh, this feeling of I'll feel my feelings later after I've built this empire. It's like trying to construct a place to be safe enough to feel, safe enough to let others back in. All right, what about this Five of Cups here? Clarified by Mercury. Yeah, people reaching out to you, and it just feels kind of like not right now. Like I said, I don't say this in a judgmental way. I've been here as well. Sometimes you don't feel like you're in a good place to be able to give people the emotional energy because you're spending it on being an authority in yourself, picking yourself up out of incapability, whether that's somebody failing you because they couldn't get their shit together or what in the past. There's the Ascendant. They're like, hello, let us in. Let us in. We miss your presence. The Ascendant is presence. Okay. And we have the 8th house. Wow. There's this again. I don't know if it's true, but I feel like you have been failed before when it comes to like the material side, being left with nothing. That's what I feel very strongly. Like you were in a situation where you were left with nothing, like literally nothing. That's the 8th house. It's like the comfort of sharing resources being transformed or yanked away. Then Queen of Pentacles reversed. We have Taurus. Yeah, restructuring the financial for what you're initiating. It's like, I don't have time for relationships. That's what this energy is, because you have to right a wrong that was done to you, perhaps. Seventh, there it is, 7th house. This is so crazy. And then Mars. Wow. So it's like whoever you connect with when it's finally time, you're going to be the authority when it comes to resources. So very intense. If this is true, if whoever's watching this and it's accurate, I hope this gets easier. It seems like this Venus Saturn trine may be very important. Okay, I think I'm going to end this here for now and do part 3. I'm almost done already. One more video, I think. Yeah, that was fun. Okay. Alright, I'm going to end this here. Thank you to whoever watches this. Take it with a grain of salt. Only stick around if it resonates with you. Alright, I will be back with more stuff. I got another forecast in my Word document already. So